relationships are messy and people's feelings get hurt. Who needs it? We're young. We live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Might as well enjoy ourselves while we can and leave the serious stuff for later.
So, what happens if you fall in love?
You don't actually believe in that, do you?
What's up? Does my hair make me look like an anime character? Bulk's going pretty good. I'm up about 7 pounds in a month. My face has gotten fat, but it comes with the territory. It's an investment. Today I wanted to talk about the modern dating scene. Is it cooked? No. Let's just get that out of the way. You can click off right now if you want. It's not cooked. I'm sorry if you're fucking having trouble. Now, there's 3 things that I want to address immediately. One, normally I don't say this because I think it's obvious, but this video is going to be coming from my perspective, and I think that's important to acknowledge here because am I the fucking coolest dude in the universe? No. But I do think all things considered, I'm probably at least a little above average when it comes to conventional attractiveness. I'm 6'5", and people bitch about heightflation, so by that logic, I've got a huge advantage. Which, and I'm not even saying that, like, people complain too much. Like, being tall is just an advantage when it comes to conventional attractiveness. That's not anything to debate. Number 2, I'm a heterosexual male. Normally I don't think that would matter too much for most of my videos, but it definitely matters in this one. And 3, dating culture has absolutely shifted over the last, I don't know, few decades or so. I think I've said that in a couple other videos. Like, yeah, the dating culture shifted. I wasn't around in the fucking 80s or 90s. But from what I've heard, like, approaching people and getting into relationships used to be a lot more interpersonal. Now we have dating apps, and people tend to be, just more isolated in general. Like, we're glued to our phones, we've got dating apps. And when you go outside to do something, like go to the gym or, go on a run, like, you're not really worried about anything else. Like, you got your earbuds in, you're just, like, focused on getting in, getting out. The only times people are really social are in school and at work. Once you're out of that, like, what's like the most common like social activity for my age group? I think it's probably nightlife. If you're trying to get into a long-term relationship at the club, like, good fucking luck with that. That's a horrible idea. With all of that acknowledged, like, that the dating scene's harder, casual sex is a lot more common, it's harder to meet people now, people aren't as social. Is the dating scene fucked? No, you're just being lazy. I think it's really important in life to learn control. When it comes to, like, low self-esteem or anxiety, stuff like that, that most of that comes from trying to control things you can't. And when it comes to things like laziness and procrastination, that comes from not controlling things that you can. Really easy way to look at this is, like, take basketball. You'll see a lot of people have, like, failed athletic dreams, and they'll say, like, oh, I could have made it, but they just weren't talented enough. Life sucks, man. They weren't 7'1". They couldn't naturally, like, do a 750-degree windmill. For most people, like, you just didn't give everything you have, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to give everything you have to fucking basketball. Who gives a shit? That's not, like, a necessity to the human experience. But to make it to the NBA, like, yeah, you're probably gonna have to be, like, 1 in a billion. You have to have, like, top tier genetics and have, like, given most of your life to basketball. I think that most people could get, like, a D3 scholarship if they gave, like, everything they had to basketball. Like, at least get on the bench at a D3 school. And I mean, like, training, how many hours per day. But for the most part, people just don't control everything they can because it's easier to blame circumstance. And I think that's the way it is with dating. Once again, the dating culture has shifted tremendously. You still have a large degree of control over who you meet and how it works out. People like to ask, like, oh, where are the good guys? Like, where are the good girls? Everyone I meet is a hoe. Like, everyone's in a situationship now. You know, this, that, whatever the fuck. Look at yourself. I think for the most part, you know, despite a lot of the stupid shit I've done, a lot of the stupid shit I've talked about in these videos, you know, I'm just like trying my best, and think I'm I think I'm a decent person, and like I try to go out of my way to be social and like do kind things. I don't think I'm a douchebag. Actually, I'm definitely not a fucking douchebag. I've talked about before on here, like I'm a virgin, you know, I'm like waiting to meet the right person. And a lot of my friends are the same way. You know, they make mistakes, they do dumb shit. They're just trying their best. I feel like I only associate with people for the most part that I think are like decent people, trying their best. And when it comes to relationships, everyone I know personally has like a long-term relationship, or that's ultimately what they want. So if like me and the people I hang out with aren't fucked, aren't hoes, like, you know, aren't whatever you want to call this shit, I don't think that like everyone I know is one in a million. It would be stupid to assume that like me and my friends are cool and like the general population just sucks. But it's easier to do that. It's easier to blame circumstance, and it's easier to like generalize and assume the worst of people you don't know. Most people are just trying their best. Like, I promise you, despite what you might think of the other gender, because it's like harder to understand them, that like not every guy is just trying to get their dick wet constantly, and like not every girl is a fucking hoe. Like, most people want more for themselves than one night stands ultimately. And like even the people that probably do indulge in that behavior a lot of them have just like had stuff in their life that's led them more to that, you know, casual lifestyle. And it would be stupid to pretend like we've never done anything like that. You've never, I've never. Like, are you really gonna fucking watch this video and tell me that you've never ghosted anyone, you've never hooked up, you've never like been a douchebag or done some like hoe shit before? Like, no, of course you have. Everyone has to some degree. We all make mistakes and we all have our moments. But like ultimately everyone's just out here doing their best, except for like, you know, I don't know, sociopaths or something. Most people want more for themselves. And like, you've probably done stupid shit too. How much are you controlling what you're able to? And like, how much time do you spend chasing people who don't want you? Because that's where you're fucking up. Like, trying to control what you can't. I've done that shit too. Dude, I made a video about how I chase people who don't want me. Done that a lot. Like, if you keep wasting time with people who don't want you or are making poor decisions, you know, based on your perspective, then like of course you're gonna like condition yourself to think that everyone's that way or get cynical. And then how much control are you exercising over yourself finding a long-term relationship? Like, are you actively looking? Are you going on dating apps? Are you like in clubs and shit? Are you approaching people? Are you like being social? Like, I'm sure that if you really looked at it, you could be doing a lot more than you think you could, instead of fucking watching stupid ass red pill YouTube videos and thinking that like every girl's in Miami getting like piped 24/7. For one, put yourself in a position to get what you want. Are you ready for a long-term relationship? You might not be, and that's okay. That's one thing to control. If you do want to be in like a long-term relationship, I think you have to have like a pretty stable life. Like, before you should be in a relationship, you should be happy with yourself. Do you need to be like completely financially stable? Like, no, but you shouldn't be fucking homeless. Do you need to like have a complete identity and be, you know, super emotionally intelligent. No, but you should at least be like working on it and like have some idea of who you are. Have some idea of what you want. Shit like that, you know, just make sure you're ready. You know, look at what you're doing to find a relationship. Are you like going home with people you met at the club? Are you on fucking Tinder, the ultimate hookup app? You know, what are you doing? This video isn't about dating apps. I'm not gonna say too much about it, but I think I've said this before. Dating apps are not my favorite thing, but if you do want to use them, I would recommend like going, you know, using Hinge, and then giving people a chance, I guess, and like kind of filtering it out for what you want. The best way to meet people is to like build on relationships that you already have. Like maybe you don't have anyone in your life right now immediately that's like, oh, they could be my partner. But just think about like mutual friends, you know, maybe people you've ran into, people you haven't really given a chance. And then honestly, fucking dude, like people don't cold approach anymore as much as they used to. And like cold approaching now seems to be like people feel that it's like kind of douchey because you see these stupid ass Instagram reels of dudes like trying to fucking like top the leaderboard of how many numbers they got, how many like girls' phone numbers they got. But like cold approaching within itself isn't a horrible thing. If you see someone in public and you know you're attracted to them, go talk to them. Learn something about them, have a conversation. Even if you don't get a date or get a number, like did you really waste your time? No, you had a genuine human interaction. And you know the incels, whatever, they're probably gonna tell you like, yeah, that only works if you're attractive. Does being attractive help? Yeah, 100%. But like if you keep doing it, eventually someone's gonna say yes. And from my experience and like people I've talked to, honestly, the worst you can hear really is no. As long as you don't fucking go up to someone and lead with like, please have sex with me, you're so hot. Like, no one's gonna be like, ew, you're such a loser. Like, I talk to you. Like, most people, you know, you might get a weird look, you might catch someone on a bad day. They might get, like, pissed off. But like most of the girls I've talked to, the worst they've done has been like look at me weird, and then when I finally hit them with like, can I get your number? They're like, I have a boyfriend. It's like, oh well, you know, you feel kind of stupid, but like, bam, it's gone in the next 5 minutes. Next play type shit. As long as you don't sit there and think about what a failure you are, like you're fine. You know, you had a human interaction, you met someone new. Just do that shit in general. Go up to people and talk to them. Be like, oh, hey, nice shirt, nice earrings, nice tattoo, whatever. You know, give someone a compliment. It makes them feel good. I like it when people do that shit to me. I'm like, damn, I do got a nice tattoo. Yeah. Come on, man. Just make someone's day. Put yourself out there. Be fucking social, dude. The dating scene isn't cooked. People will go on one date, be like, oh, man, it's over. I'm never gonna find love. Like, dude, statistically, most first dates don't lead to a second one. Odds of you meeting someone you're actually compatible with and you could have a long-term relationship with are low. But that's why you just gotta keep putting yourself out there. Like, yeah, it sucks, but as long as you keep trying and, like, have standards for yourself, have shit that you're not okay with, set boundaries, and, like, make sure that no relationship goes on longer than it needs to, you'll be good. And once again, that's way easier said than done. Even if the dating scene isn't cooked, like, it's fucking hard to do that. But as long as you try your best, I really think that most people are capable of finding a long-term relationship. And ask yourself if you're really trying your best and controlling what you can, or are you just fucking sitting around bitching all the time, doing some red pill bullshit, and just, like, being anxious about what you can't control. That's it. Thanks.